I've got one each one.
Good evening, everyone. It is 6 o'clock on this Tuesday, May 16th, and time to call to order this meeting of the Gallatin City Council. We will begin this meeting like we do each of our meetings with the invocation, the Pledge of Allegiance. The invocation will be offered by Councilman Carter, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilman Juvance. If you would stand with me, please.
May we bow. Dear Lord, we thank you for letting us gather here today to conduct the business in this meeting. Lord, we ask that you would just give us the heart to continue to serve our great city and to be good leaders, Lord. We ask that you would help us to be unified in our decision-making, Lord. And we ask that you would just bless everyone to know that decisions are being made on the best behalf of our great city. In your name we pray and we ask it all. Amen.
Amen.
As a flag,
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you both. Ms. Kittrell, if you would call the roll for us, please.
Vice Mayor Love.
Here.
Councilman Carter.
Present.
Councilman Fan.
Here.
Councilman Fennell.
Here.
Councilwoman George. Here. Councilman Hayes.
Present.
And Councilman Juvance. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you so much. You do have before you the minutes from the April 4th, 2023 City Council meeting. Now,
To approve.
Motion to approve by Councilwoman George.
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor Love. Are there any corrections or additions requested? Yes, ma'am.
I'm waving at Jeff.
Oh. So, are any corrections or additions, anyone? All right. Well, if not, let's say all in favor of approving the April 4th, 2023 City Council meeting minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Minutes are unanimously approved. We will move now to public recognition on agenda-related items. This is the time of the meeting where you can address an item that is on this evening's agenda. You will have 5 minutes to do so. We ask that you give us your name and also your address for the record. I'll tell you, there is a time at the end of the meeting where you can address items that are not on the agenda. So you will have a time to speak at that time as well if your item of concern is not on the agenda. But right now, public recognition on agenda-related items is now open, and you may come forward at this time. Okay, I see no one indicating that they wish to speak, so I'll declare public recognition on agenda-related items closed and move on to mayor's comments. And we will start with a proclamation, and this is a proclamation that we'll be presenting to the Parks Department, and they will join me at the podium. With me is our Parks Director, David Brown, who I think all of you know, but you may not all know Jenna Maddox, who does all the marketing for our parks. So thank you for joining us, and what we're celebrating this evening is the Kids to Parks Day, and so I'll read the proclamation and we'll present it. This says, whereas May 20th, 2023 is the 13th Kids to Parks Day, organized and launched by the National Park Trust, held annually on the third Saturday of May. And whereas Kids to Parks Day empowers kids and encourages families to get outdoors and visit local parks, public lands, and waters. And whereas we should encourage children to lead a more active lifestyle to combat the issues of childhood obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and hypercholesterolemia. I think I pronounced that correctly. And whereas Kids to Parks Day will broaden children's appreciation for nature and outdoors, and whereas Kids to Parks Day will recognize the importance of recreating responsibility while enjoying the benefits of the outdoors. Now, therefore, I, Paige Brown, Mayor of the City of Gallatin, do hereby proclaim the City of Gallatin's participation in Kids to Parks Days and urge residents to make time on May 20th, 2023 to take the children in their lives to a neighborhood, state, or national park. And I would certainly encourage people to take their children and the children in their lives to parks every day because we have so many great parks here in the city of Gallatin. And while we have the opportunity, I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Brown, Ms. Maddox, and the entire Parks and Recreation staff for what you do for the citizens of Gallatin and all those around us who like to visit the city of Gallatin parks, right?
Right.
Did y'all want to say anything?
Sure. Thank you so much for this, Mayor Brown. It's great to appreciate what our city has to offer as far as our parks go. I know I've said this countless times, but our goal as a department is to boost the quality of life for our citizens here in Gallatin. So this is just another way to kind of show our community how much we care about showing off our parks and our activities and our events. So we're going to have a lot of fun on Saturday to celebrate Kids to Parks Day. We have our food truck festival, but we'll also have fun outdoor activities for children to enjoy and to get out to their parks.
Can you tell them the times on the festival?
Oh, yeah. So the Food Truck Festival is going to be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Gallatin Civic Center.
Perfect. Thank you. Where would you like us? All right.
Awesome.
I had a rain shower and a shower.
I know you did. Recreating and recreating are spelled the same, so I apologize for that. Also, in Mayor's comments this evening, I do want you all to know that this week is Police Week, and tomorrow there will be a law enforcement memorial service hosted by the Sumner County Sheriff's Office that will be at noon in front of the Sheriff's Office. I would encourage you to do that if you're not able to attend. Certainly think of our police officers or our law enforcement officers in their service that they do for us to protect and serve our communities every single day. And as I often ask, say a prayer for them. Also want you to know that tomorrow is a blood drive at the Civic Center Meeting Room. That's from 11 to 4, hosted by the Red Cross. On Thursday night, it's going to be the Clearview Park Public Meeting at the Gallatin Shalom Zone. That starts at 6 p.m. And so I hope you are able to attend. Ms. Maddox mentioned the Food Truck Festival this weekend. It's also the Market Day at the Gallatin Farmers Market from 9 until 1. The final Miracle League game of the season is at 10 a.m., and then the car show happens at the Civic Center at 4:30 p.m. On this Sunday, we're going to have Decoration Day at the Gallatin City Cemetery. This is an opportunity to come see a little bit of the history that you can find in the Gallatin City Cemetery, but also help clean up some of the markers that may need some tender loving care. And that is from 2 until 3:30 p.m. We will have some music, and I think it'll be a very interesting day if you're able to attend. On the 27th is opening day for the Tommy Garrett Aquatics Facility, and on the 29th, it is Memorial Day, and most city offices will be closed. Council, remember that the employee picnic is this Friday. I do want to mention that Councilman Fennell's birthday will be coming up on the 24th, and our fearless Fire Chief Jeff Beeman is celebrating his birthday with us here this evening. So I'm so sorry, Chief Beeman, but happy birthday to you. And I think that concludes Mayor's comments, unless this council.
I just
Ms.
wanted
Love.
to encourage everybody to watch the Travel Channel at 8 o'clock this Thursday night, because Rosemont and the city of Gallatin will be featured on ghost hunters. So it should be fun to watch.
And I know they're really excited about that happening, and so watch it if you can. Also, I'm extending my comments, sorry, Councilman Hayes, but I do want to mention that today we officially revealed the art installation that's on the Town Creek Greenway. So the first, as you may recall, we applied for the grant from the Tennessee State Arts Commission. It was an Arts Building Communities grant. We paid 50%, they paid 50%, and so we've installed pedestals along the Town Creek Greenway that are where we can interchange what's in the pedestals. So this first exhibit actually has photographs from Mr. Stark, whose photographs were taken in the early 1900s here in our city. So the photos were actually transferred from glass slides that were restored by the Daughters of the American Revolution. and made into large metal photos that we have put on the greenway for people to see, enjoy, and learn about both Mr. Stark and to see some images from our long, long, long ago history. I do want to say thank you to the Daughters of the American Revolution for their work on it. And also thank you to the Sumner County Archives ladies because they have helped so much with that. Probably most importantly, thank you, Jeff Henschel, for spearheading the project and making sure everything got placed and installed. And thank you, Parks and Recreation, for the work you did to actually do the physical labor to get those pedestals in. I'm excited about this. We look forward to future art exhibits, both from our local artists and actually from some of our school-age artists. And so we have a commitment to do 4 exhibits before the middle of next year, and then we will continue to do exhibits way past that time because these are permanent installed monuments that we'll be able to enjoy.
How many are there?
There are 9? 10 total, but the first one tells you about Mr. Stark, so. And then finally, I'm glad I didn't forget this, welcome Ms. Russell, our new Human Resources Director. And I think you all have had the opportunity, maybe one person hasn't met her, but make sure you do after the meeting if you haven't. So we're glad you're here. She started on Monday and has certainly hit the ground running. So thank you for that. With that, we'll move to the regular agenda, and item number 1 is the third reading on the ordinance 02304-29. Councilman Fennell, you're recognized for this.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance to provide revenue for the city of Gallatin, Tennessee for municipal purposes for the 2023 tax year and 2024 fiscal year. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Councilman Fennell, second by Councilwoman George. I will just reiterate that we do 3 readings on our tax rate, and our tax rate does not change this year. It stays the same as it now has for several years at essentially 80 cents. So, anyone? Okay, this is third reading on ordinance 02304-29. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. It is unanimously passed. Item 2 is second reading on ordinance 02305-32, and Councilman Carter is recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance appropriating old bond funds. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Carter, second by Vice Mayor Love. Opening the floor for any comments, discussion, questions. Anyone? Seeing no one, this is second reading on ordinance 02305-32. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Second reading of ordinance 02305-32 passes unanimously. Item 3 is second reading on ordinance 02305-33. Councilwoman George.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance appropriating funds for 2023 year-end budget adjustments. I so move.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman George, second by Councilman Fennell. Are there any questions, any comments that you'd like to make about this? All right, this is second reading on ordinance 02305-33. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. It does pass unanimously. Item 4 is first reading on ordinance 02305-31. Councilman Fan.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance appropriating funds in the amount of $75,000 for AFG grant, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fan, second by Councilman Juvance. Any questions, any comments? This is the Assistance to Firefighters Grant to buy some equipment for our folks. This is first reading on ordinance 02305-31. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. It passes unanimously on first reading. First reading on ordinance 02305-34. Vice Mayor Love.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance appropriating funds in the total amount of $400,000 from water/sewer reserves and natural gas reserves for roof repairs and replacement. I so move.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Love, second by Councilwoman George. No concerns. This is first reading on ordinance 02305-34. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Does pass first reading unanimously. Item 6 is first reading on ordinance 02305-36. Councilman Fan.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance amending Gallatin Municipal Code, Chapter 2, Article 2, Division 4, Section 2-93, General Rules of Order, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fan, second by Councilman Fennell. Are there any questions? Are there any observation? Mr. Javance?
Thank you, ma'am. I still stay to what I said last week. I disagree with that. I don't like the term guidance. We're going to go from short govern to be a guidance. I mean, what's a guidance? It's just something was there, we say there, but there's nothing we say we have to follow it. So when we like, we follow. When we don't like, we don't follow. The only word missing here is Hakuna Matata. The rules were adopted for a reason, but I think we don't need to change anything for now, and we have a Zoom. I think almost everybody is set up for that. Couple of weeks with MTAS about Robert's Rules of Order, so I think we can wait. I would like to make a motion to postpone until we got that Zoom meeting going, so everybody can have a clear idea of what's going on. So I would like to make a motion to postpone.
Defer would be the Robert's Rules definition. Motion to defer?
It's postponed.
Motion to defer dies for lack of a second. We will go back to the motion. Have a motion and a second. Are there further comments, questions? Okay, this is ordinance, first reading of ordinance 02305-36. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no.
No?
Ordinance 02305-36 does pass first reading 6-1. Okay, item number 7 is a resolution R2304-37, and for that, Councilwoman George is recognized.
Thanks again, Mayor. This is a resolution to authorize the Gallatin Fire Department to apply for the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation 3Q 2023 grant. I so move.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman George, second by Vice Mayor Love. I think this is an easy one to endorse. It's a 100% grant. So, any questions by anyone?
That's from the sub shop.
Firehouse Subs, yeah.
I think it's probably from the corporation.
Yeah, the corporate. We don't have a store yet. This is resolution R2304-37. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. It does pass unanimously. Item 8 is resolution R2305-43. Councilman Hayes is recognized.
Yeah, this is a resolution approving private chapter number 8 of the 113th General Assembly, amending City of Gallatin Charter, Article 3, Section 1, Article 6, Section 2, Article 7, Section 1, Article 10, Section 1, 2, 5, and 6. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Hayes, second by Councilman Fan. Opening the floor for any discussion or comments. Okay, seeing none, this is resolution R3. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no.
No?
Thank you. It passes resolution R2305-43 passes 6-1. Item number 9 is resolution R2305-44. Councilman Juvance.
It's a resolution to authorize the Gallatin Police Department to apply for the federal cops staffing grant. And I move the motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Juvance, second by Councilman Fan. Opening the floor for discussion. I think Chief Bandy mentioned we've not been very successful, but we are determined to be successful at some point. So thank you for your efforts to get this done.
You're welcome, Chief.
Certainly, good luck to the City of Gallatin and the Gallatin Police Department. So this is resolution R2305-44, and it is not 100%, but well worth the investment. Resolution R2305-44, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. It does unanimously pass. And then item number 10 is resolution R2305-46. Councilman Fennell, you are recognized.
Yes, this is a resolution confirming appointment of Craig
Say-
Hayes.
Okay, I was going to suggest.
I'll slow walk it
I was
back.
going to suggest you would read it as it is and then nominate whomever it is you wish.
Craig Hayes to the Resource Authority in Sumner County, Tennessee. I nominate Craig Hayes.
Second.
Okay, so there's a nomination by Councilman Fennell, a second by Vice Mayor Love. That opens the floor for discussion. I will just, for the public's information, Councilman Hayes previously served on the Resource Authority. There was an issue of conflict with our charter. Now that that has been changed through the state and us locally, it is fine to reappoint a council member. We at the City of Gallatin had that a council member would serve on it, but that could be interpreted as conflicting, and so it was changed at the legislature, so we're all safe to continue as we have for decades. So with that, any questions, discussion, comments, concerns?
How long is it? Is it indefinite period of time?
I think it is the term of office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Chooses not to. Okay, this is Resolution R2305-46. All in favor of appointing Craig Hayes to the Resource Authority Board in Sumner County, Tennessee, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no.
I abstain.
Okay, I have six yeses and one abstention, so it does pass. That concludes the regular agenda. It brings us now to other business, so I would ask if there's any member of this body that does have other business to bring forward at this time. We can address that. Mr. Schwartz?
Yeah, I would like to bring back the ordinance 02-305-36 for a vote.
Oh, the hazard mitigation, is that what you're speaking to?
No, the general rules of order.
The what?
Number 6.
Item 6.
That was number 6.
So basically, that's what's going to happen if we use guidance instead of, if it's a guidance, anybody is going to be able to bring back something because it's a guidance. That doesn't mean we need to apply it. So if somebody is not happy of what's going on, he's going to bring it back and bring it back and bring it back. And there's nothing we're going to be able to do because it's a guidance.
The body still does rule, and I think that we would continue to respect the general guidance laid out by Robert's rules. As Ms. McCauley mentioned last week, there are alternatives. One is not the way that we want to do business if we were to go far more simple. I think that we have a good process. I think we are all adhering to it, and I think it would be serve well future councils. So I think we're doing a good job with it. I think the concern was, and the reason Ms. McCauley brought it forward, is that there were questions about whether a misspoken word, even when the intention was entirely clear, could make null and void an action, and we don't want that happening. That's why we're clarifying that it is guidance, so that 20 years from now, someone can't question some action where someone didn't use a proper term.
And it's just a guidance.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
Longolo and Harris Lane, I talked about it last week. I was going to use that turn, and I got nose to nose with a FedEx truck who was on the wrong lane because that's the only way he could turn there. So that's what people do now. Instead of going on the right lane, they go on the left lane to turn left to make an illegal turn. So again, we need to do something before someone's going to get hurt there.
Oh, you're talking about Harris Lane, I'm thinking
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
saying, okay.
Harris Lane and Longolo Park, that fork was been there, was not doing what's supposed to do, except making people do the wrong thing. So I think last year, probably I remember, I did bring you a video of 18-wheelers got stuck there for a while. People do stupid things, even, you know, if they have to turn left, they will turn left. They don't realize there is nothing at the entry from Longolo would tell them that they can't turn left. So the easy way was probably maybe put a sign at the entry of that Harris Lane coming from Greenlee to say you cannot turn left at the end, or get rid of it and let people turn left or right if they want to. But right now that doesn't work, and someone's going to get hurt.
Anyone else with any other business this evening? Okay, seeing no one, we will move on to public recognition on non-agenda related items. I spoke to this at the beginning of the meeting. This is where you speak to any item that's not on the evening's agenda. Again, you will have 5 minutes to speak. We ask that you give us your address for the record. With that, public recognition on non-agenda related items is now open. Okay, I see no one indicating that they wish to speak, so I'll declare public recognition on non-agenda related items closed. Okay, well, I guess we just opened it back up, sir. Come along.
Rest of the city council and the mayor and the police chief. We have a problem on
Sir, we need
Gibbs
your,
Lane.
your name and your
Stanley Weiss,
address, please.
1059 Gibbs Lane.
Okay.
We have, Gibbs Lane has turned into a racetrack, and we're gonna get some kids or some residents hurt. We don't have sidewalks out there, so the kids are riding in the street, people walking their dogs or trying to walk down the road, and they just gonna get run over. So I have a petition that I'd like to submit from the residents, and I brought a few residents with me. I'd like to speak. So I'd like to turn this in and give this to Ms. Kittrell, the original. Thank you.
And for those of you who may not have been here before, the way that we do public comment is we allow public comment, and then if any member of this body wishes to address any of the comments after it's closed, we may do so. But right now, anyone else wishing to speak under public comment on non-agenda related items?
Gene Reed, 640 Gibbs Lane. I recently moved to Gibbs Lane because I decided I just didn't like the traffic down the hill at Peach Valley. I got passed on a double yellow line just a week and a half ago, so I can illustrate the fact that there are some strange issues. I got passed because I was driving 5 miles over the speed limit, sorry. But I think that illustrates that there is a problem. There aren't enough speed limit signs on that road. I've heard people suggest calming strips, and that's the last thing I want you guys to consider, because I've watched what's happened with those. So I will hope you take this concern and do something about it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else wishing to speak?
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Ted Bransford, and I live at 960 Gibbs Lane. I also run and operate a business here in town, have so for about 47 years now. I think the traffic on 31, a lot of it bypasses it by running down Gibbs to get out to the other side of the traffic, which I have no problem with. Everybody has the right to travel. Unfortunately, we don't have the right to speed and drive recklessly. I have no suggestions on how to handle that. I really don't need to. I shouldn't even have to speak to that, because we've got Chief Bandy and his department that does an outstanding job for this community. And I think they can take care of this with the council's help if they need signage or whatever to bring aware. I think many of us in this room have lost loved ones to car wrecks. Just 5 houses down a couple of years ago, Chip Sudduth was killed and his brother-in-law from high speed and some reckless driving. Young man was killed down on Gibbs Lane probably 2 years ago on a motorcycle where somebody backed out in front of him. They have consequences. As consequences that are not only critical to the existing residents and family members, but they're generational consequences. You lose a son or a nephew or a granddaughter, to somebody that's driving recklessly, it ripples out for a long time. So if we can prevent that by providing some more signage, maybe a little more supervision of the speeding, and making this a public awareness, then I think that would be a very good step in the right direction to keep the citizens of our neighborhood safe and healthy. And by the way, for the record, I love Gallatin. Gallatin has been a wonderful place to raise my children and now my grandchildren. It's been a wonderful place to operate a business. We have top-notch facilities here. The police department is one of the finest, but I have to unfortunately say that the fire department is really good. Of course, we've needed the fire department several times, and they've been excellent. So those are my comments, and please take them for consideration. I think they're worthy for consideration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your kind words, too. Anyone else? Oops, sorry, that was not for you, sorry.
Mayor, Lauren Spiker, 961 Gibbs. And where I live, I come out and pull onto Gibbs Lane, and there's a curve there. So when the people do come around that curve speeding, I have to be extremely careful in coming out. And I do have a daughter who drives also, and I've got to worry about her coming out with those people driving so fast. So that's concern about just the speed and the safety of everyone who lives on that road.
Anyone else this evening? If you'd like to speak, you come to the podium, please. It's where our microphone is, I'm sorry.
Hello, my name is Steve Anderson. I live at 291 Hill Court, which is a dead-end street right off Gibbs Lane. And I have to agree, I think with Stan here, he's one of my neighbors. We need more signage on that road. Gibbs Lane, of course, the striping on it, it's a double line, no passing. It has one sign that I know of marked 30 miles per hour. It would not hurt to have a sign. I know one place in Nashville did it that has alternating caution lights to let people remind them to know to slow down. I have 5 grandchildren. It's probably 5 out of the 7 days of the week. My daughter-in-law, she gets a stroller and they walk up Gibbs, not Gibbs, but up Hill Court and back because it's a dead end. But I'm seeing more and more kids moving into our area, some on bicycles. And I have to say, with 30 miles an hour, no, there's a lot of people doing 50 or better. Somebody's going to get hurt. I don't know any way around it. I don't recommend, well, speed strips, speed bumps, but something's got to be done. I don't want my grandkids hurt. I don't see anybody else hurt. But one other thing, too, we've got a lot of wildlife in that area. Deer, turkeys, red foxes, stuff like that. I hit a deer one time going to work. And, you know, at night, you got to be careful. It's just, I don't know, people not paying attention or nothing, but after something, you know, happens, it's too late. You can't bring back a life. So I wish, I'm not even sure who my councilman is.
Hill Court and City of, yeah, Hill Court is in the City of Gallatin.
Hill Court, we are in the city limits.
What's Miss Love, Vice Mayor Love?
We live in, well, I think it's called the Collins Brown Estates. There, but I hadn't had anybody volunteer to see who the councilman is over there. Right here?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, Vice Mayor Love.
All right, nice to meet you. I've been there since 2004, and I love Gallatin. Gallatin's a good place to raise a family. And my son, who they live in Clarksville, they're looking to move to Gallatin. And I'd like to see that happen, but, you know, take in mind, you know, what I'm saying about the kids. There are a lot there. They ride their bikes, and I don't want to see any of them hurt. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else wish to speak under public recognition on non-agenda related items? Seeing no one, I'll declare public recognition on non-agenda related items closed. And I do want to address the Gibbs Lane folks. First of all, thank you all for being here. I'm actually sorry you felt like you had to be here to get your issue addressed. But you know who Police Chief Bandy is. Who you don't know is City Engineer Nick Tuttle. He's right there in front of you. And what happens when we do have traffic issues on a road is they can do a traffic survey conducted by the Gallatin Police Department. And from that survey, our engineering department can recommend opportunities for slowing people down. A lot of times that is police department enforcement. We don't like speed strips either, but signage is certainly an easy ask, I think, on your part. But our engineering department is great at what they do, and if they see somewhere that they think there needs to be an all-way stop or something like that, they can address it. But I will caution you that no amount of enforcement or no amount of signs is going to stop a few bad people from driving really stupidly and endangering lives of others. So I'm sorry about that. Sorry that you've had an issue. Do appreciate you coming here and letting us know. And we'll share your petition with our police department. We'll get a traffic survey underway. I would appreciate if after the meeting that you would potentially mention to either Mr. Tuttle or or Chief Bandy if there's a particular area of Gibbs Lane where you see more speeding, because I don't know if you know, sir, but Collins Brown was my grandfather. I know that road very, very well. And there's some curvy areas which would be really hard to speed, but there's some straight spans where I bet the speeding occurs. But if you can give them some specifics, I think that would be helpful. So thank you all. With that, ladies and gentlemen.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Councilwoman George, second by Councilman Carter. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, say no. Ladies and gentlemen, may you all have a lovely evening, and we will look forward to seeing you somewhere along the way in the future.